Yes. Just looking at the definitions of the CVRA's drafters. Yes. Ignoring the fact that the defendants and prosecutors make oral statements at sentencing and disregard the rationales underlying victim allocution. Allocution, I do know what it means. For all these reasons, the court concludes that the CVRA gives victims a right to speak directly to the judge at sentencing. And they're missing TO there. Yes, to the judge at sentencing. Oh. Now, the statements or the sponsors of the CVRA and the committee report for the proposed constitutional amendment disclose a clear congressional intent to give crime victims the right to speak at proceedings covered by the CVRA. Now, the victim doesn't have the right to decide the sentencing of the accused. Yes. But they do have a right to speak directly to the judge at sentencing. Oh! Gives crime victims the right to speak at proceedings covered by the CVRA. Now, I had noticed during the 7 years and 3 months, yes, when you issued the first protection order, yes, I was never given the clear right to speak to the court commissioner before you issued the second temporary protection order. Pooch. I was not given the right to speak to Judge Ken Williams when you issued the first permanent protection order. And as the respondent, I have the right to say to the judge anything I want. Now, when you arrested me, yes, for the allegation of violating it after my wife filed for dissolution of marriage, yes, I had the right to speak to the court commissioner by minute order. The problem is I was already on trial, and it made me look very, very bad being on trial while at the same time you reissued it. See, for the accused to speak to the court commissioner while on trial for the allegation of violating a protection order, it immediately causes in the mind of the judge the guilt of the accused. Yes, it does. Now, you're getting sued for this one too, okay? Oh, you cannot reissue a protection order, Pooch, until you wait for the verdict of the jury. Yes. But you went ahead and did it, Pooch, thinking that I was going to appear in court, yes, and I was going to try to explain to the court commissioner while I was on trial for I have the right to speak to the judge, yes, before issuing court orders that happen to violate my custody rights. When you issued a minute order, yes, and then the permanent protection order while I was on trial, yes, you violated my right to not have to try to explain why the fuck I was on trial! As the individual known as the respondent, you had to wait until the verdict of the jury. Oh. Now, once the jury, yes, made their decision, yes, not guilty, Pooch, you could have allowed for the petitioner to motion the court within the 90 days before expiration. Yes, I should have been given the right to speak to the court commissioner at the temporary protection order hearing. And I could have explained that I didn't violate it because I was found not guilty. But when you violated my right, yes, to not have to explain, yes, why I was on trial. See, it looks bad. Pooch, it looks fucking bad. Pouch. When you decide to reissue court orders while I'm on trial without waiting for me to find out guilty or not guilty. Now, let's say I had been found guilty. Yes, let's say I had been. And then the petitioner motioned the court to reissue the protection order. I could have explained to the judge that the guilty verdict that did not exist, yes, was because I was calling healthy families a fucking Clallam County. Now, when you reissue a protection order, yes, that's right. By modification, Pouch, without me seeing the actual letter from Greg Miller, yes. And then I don't get the actual notice or the opportunity to be heard before an impartial judge, yes, You decide to modify it so that I can't go to a church or I can't go to the Boys and Girls Club. And you kept sending court notices to 1023 Kitchen Dick Road, Pooch. And then you reissue it because she said she mailed it. Well, where she mailed the notice of opportunity to be heard. Then you put it in the Sequim Gazette at the same fucking time. Yes. And then you had the sheriff's department call me, and I walk over there and I get the documentation a week before the court hearing, understanding that they didn't really want me to appear in court. Well, I didn't appear in court, but you didn't give me actual notice of the court proceeding until I'd left the county. Yes. Not wanting me to know that you'd issued it for 2 years. Chow, 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 chow. You would have thought if they called me before court proceedings, they would have called me afterwards. Then you reissued it on June 1st of 2015 without any attempt of service. Yes, you did. I'm looking online waiting for somebody to give me actual notice of court. You know, this thought, yes, of the protections of the CVRA. You have violated every point of law when it involves my right to speak to a judge before they make a court decision, whether it was a dissolution of marriage, yes, whether it was a trial, whether I'm the respondent, yes, the restrained, yes, the defendant, Pooch, the victim, the informant, the witness, yeah. Now, I'd like today if you realized exactly how fucking criminal this is.